All right, so this is Grotto Falls. As you can see, not very impressive, but I'm not too worried about that because this is actually a small unnamed side drainage. What I did is I went down the road until I met up this side drainage that had the falls. I'm just following it down to the main stream. And this will put me downstream from basically all but one of the waterfalls. I'm not sure if I'm going to go downstream to the other waterfall. It's called Eye Socket Falls. I'm going to see what it looks like when I get down there, you know, how difficult it looks like it'll be. I may just skip it and start working my way upstream. And my plan is I'm going to go upstream, visit the waterfalls along the way, and then just bushwhack up the hill back to the road where the car is. So there should be another one right down the way here. I believe it's called Talon Falls. Again, it's on this little unnamed side drainage, so I don't think it'll be much. Falls is actually a lot more than I was expecting, and right behind me there, I don't know if you can see it in this frame or not, is Talon Arch. We'll take a look at that in a minute. It's also a lot more than I was expecting. I'm glad I decided to come down this side drainage to enter the main creek, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have bothered coming up this. I wasn't expecting much at all, so yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Again, would prefer better conditions. Let's take a look at this Talon Arch. It's really cool. It's got a big main arch, and then like, it's a double arch, really. Pretty cool. Let me turn you around so you can see it. It's a cool little random hole here too. It's pretty wild how this is formed. Okay, so I actually don't think that was Talon Falls or Talon Arch. I think that was Grotto Falls. There was another really tiny, like little slide. I think that was Talon Falls. I think this in front of me is Talon Arch because it does look like a talon. All right, so I reached the main creek here. I am going to go down to Eye Socket Falls. I was debating not doing it. I am going to do it because it's the furthest downstream that I know about, which means it should have the best flow. And yeah, it's not that far, so I am going to check it out. Doesn't look like it should be too terribly hard walking. There is a side falls basically directly in front of me up a drainage. I'm going to skip it. It's called Log Jam Falls. Based off the pictures I saw and the name, I think it's going to be a log jam. And it's on a minor drainage, so I'm not going to bother. Okay, well, I'm definitely not the first person to be here. Eye Socket Falls right over there. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Really impressive, but the lighting is abysmal right now. So there's this awesome rock shelter here that's huge. As I say, definitely not the first ones here. Footprints all over in here. There's actually, I don't know if you can see it, but right there, that's like a metal beam of some sort down in the ground. I don't know. Curious what the history might be here, which brings me to the next question. I found a couple holes here. At first I thought maybe they were hominy holes, but they look way too deep to me to be hominy holes. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and maybe somebody more knowledgeable than me might know, but I found two examples here, so let me show you. All right, so here's one of them. Get my flashlight here. As you can see, that goes down there a decent distance, and then there's another one, much larger. My foot for scale there, and this one actually punctures all the way through the rock. So yeah, standing here, I actually see all kinds of these holes. I can probably see half dozen to a dozen of them. Some of them, like this one, are a lot more shallow. Right there is the bottom, as you can see. If you do happen to know what rock shelter I'm in right now and can provide me some of the history, maybe even some links to like some archaeological articles, I'd be extremely interested to know. Anyway, let's take a look at Eye Socket Falls since that's what we're actually here for. Okay, real quick before we look at the falls, I actually just found a rock carving here. Usually I, well, quite frankly, moan quite a bit of rock carvings and I don't like them at all. But this one's interesting, and let me show you why. So first of all, you'll see that it's really, really worn, which suggests that it is indeed old. But what we can see here, 1932. So assuming this isn't somebody from more modern times carving and thinking it'd be funny just put an old date, this carving might actually be from 1932. which is interesting. So as we can see here, you got the date 1932. We got EB, I can make that out. AN, there's something right here, I can't tell what it is. Oh, January, JAN 17, so January 17th, 1932. So it looks like it says EB, January 17th, 1932. That's my official guess of what it says. So that's interesting. If that is an accurate date, which based off the wear on it, I think it might be. That's really interesting. And then further up on this rock here, you probably can't see in the video, but it looks like there are some more worn carvings right here. No idea what those would say, but yeah, it looks like this might be a carving from 1932, so that's pretty interesting. So anyway, that's Eye Socket Falls down there. It's a great waterfall. I really like it. The lighting's terrible. I'm not fighting to go down there to photograph it. It's not worth it. The pictures aren't going to work. There's just, the water's too hot in the sunlight right now. But in the right conditions, worth photographing. But I'm so glad I came down here because this rock shelter is really cool. That carving's cool. It's definitely old, so I think the date is authentic. There are other carvings here that are clearly recent. Yeah, that made it worth it for me. That was interesting. And Eye Socket Falls is cool to see. It's just not worth photographing right now, so. I'm gonna start heading upstream. I have a feeling everything I come to now, waterfall-wise, is gonna not be worth shooting because the sun is just too harsh, but we'll see. I gotta go towards that way to get to the car anyway, so might as well check them out. This one's called Sandstone Falls. Another one that in the right conditions would be spectacular, but the lighting is just awful. Oh, the sun, I wish it would go away behind a cloud or something. I haven't decided if I'm gonna try to shoot it yet. I don't think I am. The lighting's pretty bad. It's a shame. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not worth shooting right now. I don't think any of the falls, like I said, are gonna be worth shooting at this point because of the light, which sucks because I really wanted to photograph waterfalls today, but the conditions just aren't there. So I'm just gonna consider this a scouting trip. That's what we're going to say. This wasn't a photography trip. This was a scouting trip. So I'm getting a pretty good lay of the land. I definitely know I want to come back. So I know that I will be watching the conditions here. And next time they look good, I will be driving out here to photograph these properly. Anyway, let's continue upstream to the rest of the waterfalls and see what we're looking like here. There's actually kind of a user trail here. It's been pretty easy hiking. Just a little ways from Sandstone Falls. And here's Fishbowl Falls. Same story. Lots of potential for a photograph, but not today. But let me show it to you anyway. As you're probably noticing, the lighting is so bad, I can't even really get a good video of it. The water's completely blown out. That's why I'm not even taking the camera out. The lighting is absolutely abysmal right now. It's terrible. And honestly, the flow is not all that great today either, which surprised me because like I said, I checked the rainfall totals for here. I thought it was going to be a lot more than this, but good news is I got a cooler with lunch meat in the car, which means it'll be lunchtime. And it's a 3-hour drive back. Oh well, it's a good day in the woods. I'm having fun, so that's all that really matters, right? All right, so I think I've made the executive decision. I'm gonna skip the next 2 waterfalls. I'm just going to cut straight up behind me through all this and find a path up, and I'll eventually hit the road. I'm just gonna go back to the car. The next 2 waterfalls, they're up towards the headwaters, so the flow is gonna be even less impressive than these. And the light's just terrible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut my losses, head back to the car. That ended up being a little bit more of a bushwhack than what I intended. A ton of deadfall, a couple really thick areas, but nothing we can't handle. But yeah, I just got a short road walk back to the car now. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign the video off here. Not exactly how I intended this day to go. You know, I thought it'd be a little bit better photography-wise, but great scouting trip, great day out in the woods. Don't regret it, had a great time. Definitely be coming back. Let me know what you think of the format of this video. I know it's been all over the place, very run and gun, just filming with my phone, not probably well edited. That's the way the off-trail stuff would have to be. So if you want to continue to see this kind of stuff, let me know. But with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.